Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our wonderful call, our live call. We've invited you here to learn a little bit about something new and exciting, perhaps for you, but for some of us, we've been at this a while and we're just happy to be able to share. It's our Nikken Wellness Community Call. My name is Michael DiMuccio. I'm from Toronto, Canada, a former aerospace engineer and a senior member of the Nikken community for over 28 years. I'd like to set an intention for this call, if I may. With an open heart and open mind, we hope that you'll find this message and the means to be congruent with a better quality of life for yourself, and you'll feel compelled to join our global wellness community. For 45 years, Nikken has been championing the cause of total wellness through a deep understanding of the need for individuals to be more in harmony with nature and personal success to be more in alignment with freedom and fairness. We call it humans being more, expressed through a balance in 5 key pillars of wellness and with active engagement through a wellness lifestyle. So today's call features many exceptional humans being more. There are 3 parts of the call. Part 1 will serve as an introduction to the scope, depth, and relevance of Nikken as an opportunity for us to a better way for a new era towards wellness through a holistic and balanced approach. In part 2, Royal Diamond wellness consultant Ben Woodward, and shout out to Ben, who's become a best-selling author this week. He will be hosting the personal experiences and benefits received from Nikken from community members of varied backgrounds. Finally, in part 3, we have Royal Diamond Dr. Gary Lindner, who will facilitate a Q&A session. And please write your questions in the chat as we go through the presentations so that we can answer as many as possible in the time remaining. I do believe he also has a special guest to introduce us to. A follow-up email has also been prepared for your review after the call. It will be shared by the person who invited you to this call. So sit back and enjoy A Better Way presented by, first we have Michelle Kowalchuk. She's from Dauphin, Manitoba. 15 years in the banking and accounting industry. She owned and operated a licensed daycare from home for 10 years, 19 years with Nikken. She's ranked silver in achievement. She's married 35 years to a retired train engineer, mother of 3, grandmother of 10. Also, we have Heather Abbott, who's coming to us from Lodi, California, mother of 4, 15 years senior computer technician, webmaster, and educator for Cherokee Central Schools. She's been 8 years plus in the graphics industry, design graphics, 3 years COO for Self-Care Awakening, founding member of Ladies Leading Ladies, 3 years with Nikken, and platinum in rank. Take it away, ladies.
Thank you, Mike. Well, welcome everybody. And my name is Michelle Kowalchuk. We are going to discuss this concept of humans being more today. And what we're hoping you will discover is the vision, the mission, and the purpose, and how you can become the vibrant being that is maybe hidden inside you. It's called humans being more. So, would you agree today, modern life is creating a great deal of stress. The quality of our lives is definitely proportionate to the quality of our emotions. When you have a look at this woman, would you agree that maybe she's dealing with a great deal of stress? Could be financial worries, health concerns, lack of time, and it goes on and on and on. And this seems to be quite common in society today. Would you also agree that the choices that we make over time with consistency can create a radical difference in the quality of our life? When you have a look at the woman on the top of this page, like the woman with the sunglasses, she looks like she's maybe living her life on purpose. She looks like she's vibrant. She looks like she's happy and healthy. Whereas the woman below is maybe looking a little bit stressed. Do you think that maybe the difference between the two are the choices that they've made with the compounding effects? So Humans being more, what is that all about? It's all about supportive, collaborative entrepreneurship. It's active wellness. We truly believe it is a better way. And we're going to discuss this, show you a way that maybe you can make a few small choices for yourself to create the better way for you. Nikken was discovered in 1975 by a man named Mr. Isamu Masuda, and he believed in the balance of wellness. He discovered that if you have balance in all 5 pillars of health, healthy body, mind, family, society, and finances, that you are going to live a happier, healthier lifestyle, a more well-balanced lifestyle. And it's all focused on purpose. When you're purpose-driven, you are going to live a much happier life. I'm going to ask you to think about this for just a couple of minutes right now before we get started. When you look at these 5 pillars of health and you look at the purpose, which one of these are maybe lacking a little bit of balance in your life? Which one would you like to see changed, or 2, or maybe all of them? We're going to offer some solutions that could maybe be a fit for you. When you have a look at this diagram here, it was designed by Robert Kiyosaki. It's called the cash flow quadrant. And you have a look at the left side of this quad. 95% of the population earning 5% of the wealth. And quite often what's happening on this side is people have more money than they have money. They're struggling to make ends meet. And they're capped. Their income is capped. They're trading time for money. Whereas on the other side, your big business owners, they own a system. They know how to leverage. And they can invest. And believe it or not, that's 95% of the wealth that is owned by 5% of the population. Maybe you're in a position on the left side and you're looking for a way to transition to the right side. That truly will give you financial freedom. We're going to show you a way. This new trend, it's been around a little while. It's called the gig economy. It's where independent workers have on-demand availability for temporary engagements. So what's happening is the millennials are looking for something like this. They want something that's quick, that's fast, that they can make the buck. They want something that's cost efficient. They want increased mobility, and they want the work-life balance. They want to live a life on purpose. They're very, very purpose-driven. And when you have a look at some of the bigger corporations within society today, such as Uber and GM, you have a look at the big box companies compared to those companies that understand the power of leverage, that understand scalability, that understand the value of online business. You see the growth is exponential in these businesses. And we're going to show you another company that understands this as well. That's called Nikken. Humans being more. 4 reasons why an online business is definitely a great investment. It offers incredible scalability, provides limitless freedom. And you know what? When I was first introduced to Nikken, I was looking for this, not only financially, but health-wise as well. Low overheads and high margins. Access to a worldwide market. Very easily done with this. Amazon got it. Uber got it. And Nikken has it too. They understand how to leverage the platform and reach people. And that is the whole concept. That is the way business is succeeding today. Guess what? You can do this from virtually anywhere. I love this. I love this picture. Barefoot in the sand. That's where I'm my happiest. I love to be absolutely out there. Imagine, just imagine if you could, for just 1 second, where would you like to work? What environment would you like to be in? Nikken offers a complete e-commerce suite for a $99 consultant account, and you can work from anywhere in the world. It's all about leveraging and compounding. We help others to choose active wellness and live a life in balance. We utilize this gig economy to offer people opportunity and income. And this is the coolest part, I think, is turning purpose into profits. Imagine doing something that you absolutely love, that you are so vibrant about, that you're so passionate about, that you can make money on. That's pretty cool. Collaborative entrepreneurship and the Nikken advantage easily integrates into your life. You can work it in the nooks and crannies of your very busy life. And believe me, I know, because I am very busy. I thought once my kids grew up and left that I'm going to have all this freedom. And then they started having babies. And it was like, no, now I'm a grandma. And I love it. I love it. So I can work this in to my very busy schedule. Low cost of entry, 99 bucks. Where can you start a business with that low cost of entry? Turnkey entrepreneurship. Nikken's got it figured out. They've been doing it for over 45 years. If we follow the process that has been developed, we're going to talk about that. It's easy to do. They invented the wheel. We don't have to remake it. Leadership development plan. The leadership is second to none. We follow, we follow a proven process for creating change. It's so simple to do. Join Nikken. However you decide to do it. I first started as a customer. I loved the products, absolutely loved the products, made a profound difference in the quality of our lives. And I found myself sharing, and I realized that I could actually make money at this. So, and it's a matter of, just like I said, share and promote, invite people to have a look, to touch and feel, to experience. Nikken is definitely experiential. Nikken does all the tough stuff. No need for us to carry inventory. They do all the research and development, the warehousing, the operations. They handle our back office. They also give us our tax receipts at the end of the year for the income that we've earned. Great incentive for me. My book work is a lot less than when I was operating a daycare. It's amazing. And then Nikken rewards us on a regular basis. In the 19 years that I've been with Nikken, never once have I missed a commission check. Never once has there ever been an error. It's perfect, a perfect gig, I believe. So there's many ways to earn income and benefits and the rewards. And the individual that invited you here today would be more than happy to go over this way to make an income and to be rewarded by Nikken. The next luxury trip that Nikken is offering is a Mediterranean cruise in 2021. That's pretty cool. So I mentioned that the leadership development has been developed, from Nikken. And the plan is right here. It's the incentive program. It's a stair-step approach to your success. And you'll find that once you start using and utilizing the products, you are well on your way. Way to succeed. And as you're sharing, you're going to succeed even more. And we're going to talk about that as well. So I'm going to hand it over to Heather, and she's going to talk about the how, this wellness home concept. Heather?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Heather from California, and thank you for spending your Saturday with us. So, thank you, Michelle, for turning that over to me. I get the fun part of showing you more about the wellness home. And of course, humans being more is at the core of everything we do. So, first, let's start with the problem, though. And of course, we've talked about the stress already and what that can lead to. Most people aren't aware that if you have one poor night of sleep, your immune system actually depletes by 60%. We also have a problem with outdoor and indoor air quality. I think we really are aware of this right now, especially. And then water, bottled water, for example, is found to contain over 24,000 chemicals, including endocrine disruptors. Now, I am currently participating in a plastic-free July campaign, and this is very challenging, but through the Nikken Wellness Home, bottled water has not been an issue for me for the last 3 years. And we'll get to that later. So, a few health trends, the new childhood in America. And even though some of these statistics are kind of old, unfortunately, what we're seeing is even though people are becoming more aware, they're definitely not improving. So, obesity rates are at the highest. 78 million adults and 12 million children, and that is steadily on the incline. 1 out of every 5 adolescents were obese in 2011 and 2012, and nearly 30% of children aged between 2 and 11 were overweight. And if you tune into Tuesday's Healthy by Choice class, Kimball Sargent's actually going to be a guest on that one. And she talks about how she's seeing some obese children who are actually malnourished. So even though they're overweight, they're not receiving the right amount of vegetables and their diets are not well rounded. Um, Low-income families have lower levels of well-being due to limited resources, and that's another way that the Nikken Active Wellness and the Wellness Home can help. And only 27.1% of high school children report meeting the standard U.S. Department of Health and Human Services guidelines for participation in physical activity. So we also see that physical activity is on the decline. But what's the answer? And the answer we have found is that you need to personally take responsibility through self-care. Being healthy by choice and not by chance, because chances are if you leave your health to chance, you're not going to be very healthy. And so we encourage you to choose active wellness, which is simply a process through which people become aware of and make choices towards a more successful existence. So let's talk about the Nikken Wellness Home. This is what you're going to be leveraging. And it's just simply an environment committed to well-being. The Wellness Home uses science to replicate nature inside, indoors. And we address areas of air, water, sleep, and nutrition, protecting the body outside and inside. And I can safely say that most of the people that are within our community are very healthy right now, even given the current circumstances. So let's get more into the product side of this. We have a nutrition and a skincare line. We also just recently launched a hair care line, which is mostly organic, as organic as you can go with hair care. We have environmental things such as the water system that you see here. And as I mentioned before, the sports bottle is, it's all biodegradable plastic. And then we also have our comfort technologies or our rest and relaxation, which incorporates the sleep system, magnetic insoles. I'm currently sitting on my Nikken Kinko seat, which is what you see back here. And we also have several magnetic technologies. If you're into active wellness already and an athlete, that helps with recovery time. So discover it, live it, share it. That's the Nikken motto. And every home, a wellness home, is actually our battle cry. Nikken offers 3 packs for you to help get started. This is an investment in your health, an investment in your health for your family. And it's also a way that you can start to begin to share the products and grow your business today. So we have 3 packs. The water pack that includes a shower system as well. The tall unit you see here is an on-the-countertop water filtration system, and then you have your sports bottle on the go. We have the energy pack, which includes most everything that you would need for those comfort technologies that we talked about earlier. The insoles, the Kinko Touch is a magnetic massage device. We have a kinetic tape. And then the grounding pad, that's the big pad that you see underneath everything. I currently have mine sitting on my desk. It stays underneath my keyboard and it helps to keep the tension out of my shoulders while I'm working on my desktop. And then we also have the sleep pack. And this is all made with natural materials. It's very healthy. It's hypoallergenic. It's something that every member of your family needs, and we like to share it. So we have what we call a good, better, best. The good would be you start with one pack. Better would be you increase it to 2, and then best, of course, is that you get all 3 packs, and voila, you have a wellness home. And that also leads to the Power Start incentive, which is kind of your first stepping stone. It gets you off in a good pace, and you can start earning money in your first month with Nikken. So how do you start? You start as a customer, and you can start that easily today. There's no obligation, and that's free. And then you can move on to a consultant, and that's where you start to share the products and you earn a little money on the side. And then eventually, if you want to, you can become an influencer where you increase your circle of influence and you grow your business exponentially. So we're going back to the leveraging and the compounding. You're going to leverage the wellness home, and that's as easy as ABC. You just simply discover it, live it, share the products. And then you're going to compound, which is you're just going to teach others to do the same thing that you've done, and you start to grow your global business. So we want to welcome you today into the global wellness community. And we want to thank you for spending time with us. You'll get to learn more about humans being more, which, like we've said, is at the core of what we do, and that's just simply personally developing yourself so that you can give back more to society and become the best version of yourself. So I want to thank you all for being with us. I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to turn it over to Ben.
Thank you so much, Heather, and thank you, Michelle, as well, for both of you so eloquently sharing the wonderful opportunity that we present to people all around the world. This global wellness community that we're a part of is truly something special. I love the opportunity that they shared that demonstrates the relevance that we have in today's world, not just relevance, but growing relevance. I'm sure you see that the message that we have is increasingly more important. We've been around for 45 years, and yet our message seems to be growing in value and need, which is incredible. I want to introduce you now because critically, this next phase of our program today is what I think is a really important part, because yes, you've heard the theory from Michelle and Heather, but what is it like in action? What is the reality? Nothing is more valuable than hearing personal experiences from people that have lived it, experienced it, and had their own unique exposure to the business. So we've got 6 different people. What I love about this is you'll see the wonderful variety and diversity in the 6 individuals that will share their experiences today. So I'm going to introduce 3 now, and then I'll introduce 3 afterwards. So first, it's my pleasure to introduce to you David Jones. He will share his experience. After David has shared his, we'll hear from Anya Weinberg. And after Anya, we'll hear from Linda Morris in Florida. So David, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ben, and congrats on the success of your new book. I was introduced to Nikken during the 15 years I was working as a personal trainer. One of the other trainers that I worked with, he was introduced to Nikken by his father, and that trainer knew how much I loved learning about the human body, and he thought I would get excited about Nikken, so he shared it with me. And the more I learned about Nikken, the more excited I got. And that was because as a personal trainer, my clients were coming to me twice a week for an hour, or some clients came 3 times a week for an hour. So I really was only impacting 2 or 3 hours of their week. And it wasn't very long before I started to realize that when there's 168 hours in the week, I wasn't having much impact on those other 165 or 166 hours. But Nikken gave me an opportunity to do that, is to impact literally every minute of my client's day. And I got really excited about that. And one of the ways that Nikken really got my attention was with the water, the awesome Mag water. I was talking to my clients about hydration, but I was simply asking the question, are you drinking enough water? So the focus was always on how much. But Nikken actually made me a lot smarter about the body. Nikken taught me to ask a much better question. How good is the water you're drinking? Because with the body being 70% water, and hydration being all about absorption, not consumption, Nikken gave me an opportunity with the Mag water to make a much bigger impact on my clients' bodies and their overall health and well-being. And that's what I got really excited about. I enjoyed being a trainer, and I was really good at it. But when I saw that I could have that kind of impact on every minute of the 168 hours instead of just 2 or 3 hours, I got really excited about that. And I knew I needed to create a business that gave me the opportunity to share this with as many people as possible.
Thank you so much, David. That's an incredible story, maximizing impact in different businesses through what Nikken can offer. Really great, and great to see the result that's had, not just for you and your own business, but your customers, your clients, and people that you're reaching out and connecting with. Anya, over to you. Anya, you may need to unmute your line. No, we can't hear you yet. No, it's not working. Still no, still no. What we'll do while you figure this out, we'll jump to Linda. We'll come back to you. Does that sound good? So you keep working on that. Linda, why don't we jump over to you over there in Florida?
Okay. Well, I discovered Nikken actually for a product need. Somebody was suffering with a health challenge, and I had tried everything, traditional medicine. And it's very interesting. When I first introduced to Nikken, I said no to it 3 times. So finally, my mind opened up to possibility, and I tried the products, and you know what? They actually worked. And once they worked, I'm like, what else do you have? And then I started to find out about the wellness home. And Barbara Bertucci is the person that introduced me to Nikken, and she just created hope and possibility for me. And I wanted that. I'm like, wow, to feel good, and wow, it's worked on that million other people, and why not me? And so I discovered it, and I started to live it, which is actually our logo, you know, our one of our lines. And I have done that ever since. It's been 23 years for me that I've lived this lifestyle. I have the entire wellness, but it's just my way of life, which if you live it every day, it just becomes who you authentically are. And it's amazing how you start to influence people all around you, your circle. Like everyone, all of my friends have the Nikken water. I go to their house, I don't have to carry water because I know they all have it. Most of them have, you know, not all of the wellness home, but on the way to the wellness home. And they're always like, hey, what are you doing? Linda, what do you have for this? I'm a clinical sales rep. I call on doctors' offices and clinics. And a lot of times I go into these clinics and they find out that I also work with Nikken. They're like, hey, I need this, or I need that, or what do you have for this? Or what ideas do you have for that? And sometimes they actually have a day where they call me into the office just to meet with different patients that maybe they're just not, they don't have a solution. And Nikken has so many diverse solutions. So one of the best things I've done is to create these multiple sources of income. And everywhere I go, a door opens, whether it's to a dance studio or a doctor's office, to meet friends. Everywhere I go, I am a Nikken beacon, and I live it every day. And it's just, you know, so easy to do that because you're authentic, and people know that you're authentic because you know, even if I go to the gym, they know I have my Nikken wristband on. Sometimes I have a back flex on my back. I always have my water with me. And people start to ask questions, or if I have duct tape on my neck, well, what's that for? Well, does that really work? Well, yeah, I wouldn't use it if it didn't work. It's just authentic Nikken. And that 5 pillars of health, most people aren't aware that they need to be conscious that they want to have a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. So that wake-up call can entirely change your life all by that, on just that one point.
Yeah, thank you so much, Linda. And I have to say, you know, you always look like a radiant example of the good our products does. You really do, and that sense of attraction that you bring in, I think, has made you constantly a wonderful example for so many, in the way that you can reach out and make such a difference in sharing our products with people. So thank you. You've been a great example for that for so long. It's great to hear your story.
I love it.
Anya, are you able to mute your line?
Let's try this again.
Here we
Can
go.
you-
We can hear you. We have sound.
So thank goodness for technology. You can just switch. So I just switched to a different item. Hello from beautiful South Florida. My name is Anya Weinberg. And as you can hear, I'm an international transplant. I'm from Germany originally. And in Germany, I grew up in the northern part, very much aligned around living with nature, natural healing modalities. And I didn't see that kind of influence of environmental concerns as much as I do here in South Florida. And my husband and I own a wellness center here for over 26 years. So what Nikken has given to us in our life is another way of serving our clients, our patients in the office, far beyond the physical presence of our own being, if that makes sense, especially now when some clients might have concerns to come in. But for me, it all started many, many years ago, was really looking at the humans being more training, because I felt like I had always been a human being more. And when Nikken came into our life, it was at a time when I was in a different career and I was really looking for options and for freedom. And now I couldn't quantify it into words back then, but now I call it family freedom on my terms. I want that freedom of health and well-being, financial independence, sovereignty, really. And what I see in everybody talking about, you know, all the different products. Yes, I'm an expert at the wellness home. And I love educating my clients, and I have done it for so many years, but it's really about the freedom that it can give, especially now when so many families dream of, yes, maybe being home with the kids, but also at the same time, generating a thriving wellness home where you can really make money on your terms, where it's more of an independence. And that's really given to us, and the opportunity Nikken has opened for us as another income stream that comes into our lives while we're serving our clients and our patients in our wellness center to a greater capacity. And it's been a wonderful journey with Nikken. I've done many, many humans being more training, but that's really originally what got me into Nikken, was the idea of the balance in all 5 areas. And they're all vital. Balance is vital for human beings in all aspects of life. And it starts with mind, body, and home. And that's really how we got started and how we keep on living this life and, you know, being the ripple in the pond, being the humans, being more. And even if you're listening to all the speakers today and all the experts, think about somebody that you know. Even if this is not for you, think of that person that you know that could be impacted, that might need a product, that might need an opportunity, a heads up. You see, it's one big family to working together, and it's been a wonderful journey. And the best is yet to come. So I can't wait.
Wonderful, Anya. Thank you so much. There's some wonderful themes coming together here. I'm not sure if you're picking them out, but there's definitely the impact that we can have on others. Yeah, all 3 have kind of shared that the feel-good factor that comes from having a genuine, authentic, that word came out a lot, didn't it? Authentic impact for good on other people's lives. At the same time, what we're also hearing is a chance for freedom and independence and choice for our own lives. So there's a chance to give out and to give back to society, lift up, to raise, to feel good, to make a difference, to have an impact. And the return on that can be something that just doesn't affect us emotionally with the feel-good factors, but it also provide freedom and independence and more choice for us as well. These are great experiences. Thank you so much for the testimonials that you're sharing here with your experience with Nikken. We've got 3 more. Let's hear what our next 3 testimonials have to share. We're going to hear first from Dr. Stan Bogarts. Then we'll hear another international, which is wonderful. We spread our wings far and wide. We're going to go over to France to hear from Natalie Rant, and then we'll come back here over to the US and hear from Dr. John Jackson. So Dr. Stan, over to you.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Good morning and good afternoon, and hello to people in Europe. Well, I'll tell you, I have only 3 minutes to talk about this thing, and it takes me a little longer, but I just can't get over the fact that Nikken has given me back my health. I mean, I'm a practicing podiatrist in Erie, Pennsylvania, and oh, here I go. I can't even start. I can't even talk about it now. Several years ago, 1988, I was a terrible health. Couldn't wave bye-bye with either hands. Felt every bump in the highway when I drove my car. I couldn't sleep at night. Every half hour I would get up, and I had to prop myself up in the morning to get out of bed. I was introduced to Nikken. I had to sell my practices because of disabilities, and I couldn't treat anymore. Dropping instruments. Saw 28 specialists over a 2-year period of time. My options were to fuse my wrists because I can't do that, or release the nerve, or fuse my neck. Well, there are no guarantees in medicine, and I chose not to do that. And I quit practice. I was introduced to Nikken reluctantly. I got involved. My sponsors did not know how sick I was, but I signed up only because I didn't know how to say no. So the first night I got a sleep system, the first night it was like slept 4 hours. First time in 12 years I slept that long. I couldn't believe it. And when I woke up in the morning, I just popped out of bed. I didn't have to prop myself up and just got going. I was so excited. So that this helped. I started using the products that we had at that time, and all my fatigue, all my joint pain, all my muscle aches and pains subsided. So I started sharing the products with my colleagues and friends and family, and eventually I became a diamond. And I enjoyed the perks and the financial opportunity that Nikken gave at that time, including the travel incentives and all the other incentives. A couple of years ago, five years ago, a colleague of mine asked me to take over his practice because he developed pancreatic cancer, and I did. So now he passed on, and I'm still in practice today, and I have my Nikken gig, thank God. And then really 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, and my options were they wanted me to do chemo and radiation therapy. I would have to give up my practice, give up my lifestyle, and I chose not to do it. I convinced, and then they gave me a year to live after that, 6 months of therapy, and then a year to live after that. It's 2 years ago. I convinced my surgeon, a female, to do surgery without the protocol, to do all that medication and treatment. And she looked at me and she said, I'll do it. She said, you're so healthy. You don't look your age and you don't act it. So she did it. It was an 8-hour procedure. And today I'm cancer-free. And I attribute it all to Nikken and the products, and I'll continue to do it. We know prior to my surgery, prior to my surgery, I sort of lost the train of thought there. Prior to my surgery, I cocooned myself. I took out my long johns in the hot summer, wore them every night, went to sleep with a Palmag on my chest, drank 4 glasses of Palmag water with green zymes 4 times a day, 12 immunities throughout the day. And as I said, today I'm cancer-free, and continue to do and I attribute to Nikken Home, of course, and of course the prayers and positive attitudes and vibes I got from my Nikken family. Thank you so much to you folks out there. And I'll continue to promote Nikken and the healthy lifestyle and the wellness home and the philosophies. Thanks for asking me to be on. It's difficult to try to put all this stuff in three minutes. I probably went over, and I'm sorry for that. Apologize. Enjoy the rest of the day, and thank you.
Dr. Stan, first of all, you don't need to apologize. The great thing is, you've made it hard for me to speak. It's the great thing is, words can only take us so far, and when we express sometimes the impact and the feelings, the change, the good that something is done. And you did a great job beyond the words that you expressed with all the feeling and sentiment. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. We love having you with us. We're glad you're healthy and well. We're glad you're fit and strong. And we're just grateful that you're a part of our team. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. Let's move over now to Natalie. And Natalie, what have you got to share from us, for us from France?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm very honored to be with you today. And when I heard about all of you, I'm always thinking about words I heard on stage at the beginning of my Nikken journey, when the model doesn't exist, create it. And I am in Europe, and rules about health and clinics and hospitals are not the same as for you. And when I heard about Nikken products in clinics and in offices, it makes me go further in my purpose, because I want to change rules in Europe. So it's my introduction. I was introduced with Nikken 8 years before by friends I trusted totally. So I immediately wanted to test products. And at the beginning, it was the only thing that interested me, because I was absolutely not used to have businesses in mind. And I was more than a little soldier, doing what I was asked to do in hospitals to do my job the best I can. And with Nikken products, I started to think differently, and I went to all events, all trainings, all conferences I was invited to. And each time I was learning things about those technologies, but each time I was listening to people whose testimonials was not just on technologies, but also in all pillars of health and wellness. And each time I felt, when I went back home from those events, like how I was growing inside me. I didn't realize at the beginning, but one day I went to a big event, and I realized that my vision was totally dedicated to my family, my job, and I was not totally aligned with all my dreams, all I was dreaming about some years before. And I started to really work on that. And two years before, I went to Toronto to the first HBM Humans Being More Summit. And when I came back to France, I started to earn money in 1 week, what I was earning for years in 1 month. And so I realized at that time that shifts were really going on. And so I started to share that. And it was really the way I wanted to change my life. So now I have those technology, I have testimonials who are really impacted, but the impact is also with young people, because when you change paradigms and when you change the way you look at your life, your children are looking at you and they feel the change. And now I'm living differently. I quit with the hospitals But with COVID, I decided to go back as volunteer. It was a choice because I had the freedom for that. I had the money to allow myself to be a volunteer during those 4 months. And I'm traveling. I was traveling a lot thanks to Nikken. I always wanted to go to events because I always wanted to hear from leaders and for people who are embracing and who are inspiring me. And now to jump, I know that I am committed to Nikken 5 pillars because that's what I want to share. And now I have my self-employed office, and I know that I will be very busy, but this is a choice for the moment, and I want to jump to the quadrant where you can invest your time and get your freedom. And for me, Nikken is really a way of growing and to live the life I want to live.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Natalie. I've worked with Natalie for 9 years now, haven't we, Natalie? And working together, and her devotion to becoming more, to experiencing the best with Nikken has been absolutely tremendous. Let's jump over now to Dr. John Jackson and hear from you. Thank you, Natalie, and let's hear from you, Dr. John.
Thank you, Ben. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't recognize this lovely lady beside me, that's my wife, Annette. And in 2001, Nikken came to our attention through 2 Japanese moms of my wife's young piano students. Literally in answer to prayer, Annette has suffered 15 long years after a drunk driver rear-ended her at what police estimated as 50+ miles per hour. In 3 short nights, Annette got her life back, I got my wife back, and our daughters got their mom back. Annette immediately sprang into action, started sharing with laser focus, unwavering belief, and passion, as well as failure is not an option zeal. Without any skill for selling or critical need for income, chiefly the motivation was moral obligation to spread good news about Nikken, and she started sharing with girlfriends. Accumulating 20,000+ points that first month, she achieved the first serious business level silver, the next year gold, and afterwards platinum, all significant milestones, and focus was on developing substantial income to prove the Nikken business worked. Our learning curve took us longer than some to surmount. We had to unlearn older habits and learn new ones, but failure was not an option, and at the 18-year mark, we achieved diamond. Truth be known, many of the early years we talked more than listened to prospects. After 5 years of seeing what Nikken products can do for people safely, effectively, and simply, I left a successful internal medicine practice for 25+ years. And now with 20 years in Nikken, we have a truly global business. I can honestly say with utter conviction, Nikken is the most fulfilling and noblest business imaginable. Nikken not only provides the world's only total wellness program with unsurpassed products that actually work, it also affords a financial opportunity with almost none of the normal business ownership headaches. Daily, we're still impressed with the amazing products, but the pandemic and shutdown made us appreciate things even more. We have tools to optimize our defenses against microbes current and future, named and unnamed, and we are personally well satisfied that our business continued to grow during the months of shutdown. Approaching age 70, we cannot think of anything else we might do with more fulfillment, purpose, and enjoyment. Every morning we ready ourselves to assist our team and to find more people to help. This is the perfect retirement profession and also perfect for those younger in their prime working years. Our team in Latin America are, for the most part, the age of our grown children, but this liaison acts as an absolute fountain of youth. We recommend the products for every living thing, people, animals, plants. We also heartily recommend the business for anyone who wants to have a meaningful and purposeful life. So thank you, Ben. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you both. Wonderful to have you with us. Always shining examples and always so well articulated the benefits that we can offer, that we've offered to you as a business, we being Nikken, the Nikken business, and also what it's doing for your team and for everyone all around you. I love the impact, like you said, in spite of current global circumstances, we're in a position where we can still thrive and do so well. Everyone, thank you so much for your testimonials, for your sharing, for your experiences. I want to emphasize it's a careful balance, isn't it, in sharing deep, meaningful personal experience, but also recognizing the balance that our products don't treat, prevent, or cure disease. They're not medicines, but yet they have such a profound impact for good and such a great impact on our lives. It's tough to get the balance. So thank you for striving in that space when you've got such a profound personal experience that has made such a clear difference. We've got to really, as we listen here, look to the heart and listen not just with our ears, but with our hearts as well at what is being said, because there is so much more being said than the words that have been spoken. And thank you for your authenticity, your devotion, your loyalty, and your sharing. It's been wonderful. So that being said, I want to pass now over to Dr. Gary Lindner. Lots of doctors on the call today. Dr. Gary, over to you to introduce our final section.
Well, thank you, Ben. And I'm going to start with a suggestion for everybody. Go to the chat, put in your where you live and your previous background. And then everybody can see that, and it's a great way for us to network with each other. We are one big global wellness community. So go ahead and do that, and then everybody can kind of take a look at each other, and maybe you'll make some new connections there as well. So pretty much all week I've been telling everybody we have a very special guest for our Q&A session, and I thought it would be really nice for us to hear from Nikken's Global President, Mr. Luis Kasuga. So Luis, if you can unmute, you are mute. Welcome to the call. I'm glad you joined us on your weekend, which is very special as well. So welcome, Luis.
Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you for the invitation. I just felt so happy when you sent me the email. I love to participate. And also, well, I just listening everything that you were saying today is wonderful. Is the why I'm doing this.
It makes your heart feel good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So you started with Nikken as a translator in '94, and then became managing director of Latin America, very successful, and now as our global president. So you've had a pretty, great career with Nikken, and I know you really have a passion for everything that we do. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, and the first one, and we've heard pretty much throughout the morning, Nikken's been in business for 45 years. Why do you think that is? Many companies don't last 45 years. Luis, kind of give us your take on why we've been around for 45 years.
Well, it is the combination in between the purpose of what we have, that is the 5 pillars of wellness. And that's one of the biggest things that really impact people's lives, as we listened this morning. And the second part of this is the Nikken spirit, that I believe the Nikken spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit, is as Mr. Masuda start this as with nothing, with very small investment, and with a very big dream. So I think that each of the people that are here start that way. Start with an idea, with something to become better, to something to do better. And when this combination in between the product's experience and the possibility to build something at the same time combines, I think that that's the key that makes us to continue very relevant today's.
Great. I would also add to that, and you mentioned it, is the experience with the products that people get. That's definitely what caught my attention. And being a physiologist, it was, wow, these products work. And then my question was, why do they work? And so, I really had to do a lot of research and things. And I actually took quite a long time doing an evaluation of Nikken as a business, and I'm glad I did. I wouldn't suggest everybody needs to take as much time as I did to do that, but But it's been great for 22 years. I love this business. I love our community. I love our products. And I think Linda said it. Linda Morris said it. She said she tried some products and they worked. And then she said, what else do you have? You know, I think that's a beautiful thing about our business because we have a lot more. We have the whole wellness home. So the next question I want to ask you, in kind of explain to our guests and everybody on this morning, the global wellness community. I love that phrase. I love being a part of it, but I think our guests would like to hear what your philosophy there is along the global wellness community.
Well, 2 years ago, we started working with the whole analysis of what is happening in the world. And also we found that different rules were changing in the business atmosphere everywhere. And some companies started jumping to be very successful in very short time. And we knew about new companies coming, and also we learned about innovation, disruption, and the whole team in Latin America, we were learning and studying regarding this, also having mentors and teachers regarding all this happening in the world. And at that time, we came with something caught my attention was the massive transformation, massively transformative purpose, the MTP. That is one of the key of these new companies. And I thought, and discussing with this person that is a professional in all this innovation and disruption, he says, yeah, this is what happens is that something is making the companies have a big dream and have a big purpose. And we thought, and he says, doing the analysis of Nikken, humans being more is one big thing, is a huge thing. It's something that don't stop with one generation. This covers all the generations. So Nikken, in reality, Nikken don't need to talk about that much about different generation stage, because it may impact to all the generations. And saying when we were discussing about this, I said, oh yeah, but this is something bigger. And I could see the global wellness community at that time. I said, this is the global wellness community, because we are not just in Mexico, or we are not just in Latin America, we are in North America. And the whole impact to Latin America came from Canada and United States. And the influence that the growth of Europe has in Latin America was an inspiration, was a total inspiration. So we impact our lives together, not just with the products, also with what we do, and the impact of what we have this global influence. So the success for some region create inspiration in the other regions. So this combination of things, the success of one person also inspire others, and that's created first the idea. And the first time we mentioned the whole thing, we say international wellness community, but international is so cold that didn't cover what we are, so we say global. So global is more like a circle.
I remember when you changed that, and I went, I mentioned to you at an event, I said, that's an awesome change. It's really much more encompassing than international. And international kind of gives it a segregated kind of feel, where global is, we're all together. And so I might suggest to people, take a look at the chat. We are a global wellness community. You see people putting where they're from all over the world here. And thank you all for doing that. So from what you said there, I think the participants in the global wellness community would include, obviously, yourself, people in Nikken corporate, our customers globally, our consultants globally as well. And so I think that covers everybody. Would that be a correct assumption?
Yes, and we have to mention some that is very important, is your family. Okay. family members are impacted in some level with your decision to bring products to your family, to your house, for your use. So you impact your close loved ones with this message. But at the beginning, of course, a lot of them don't believe in this, and they say, "Oh, what are you doing? This is not something that has not scientific basis," or things like that. But at the end, yes, this impact to the individual, to their loved ones, and then to the society. And I believe that the participants of a global wellness community is direct and indirectly a positive impact. That's why it's so wide. The influence is so big, so huge, that I believe that in very close, in a very short time, we are going to, with this concept, to get more global and to attract more people, because it's really attracting people.
So you mentioned something there, and I'm just going to tag on it a little bit. And I'm having a ball here. This is like, I'm loving doing this. My good friend, Dr. John Jackson, is from Missouri, which is the show me state. And he mentions that quite often when we're doing presentations, and especially if we're doing them together. And so what I want to talk about here is, sometimes people have skepticism, and skepticism's okay. And I want everybody listening to this to say that that's great for somebody to be skeptical, because really all that is they have some questions. They want to learn more. And so don't treat that as a negative. I always treat it as as a positive. I don't have a lot of time for cynicism, but skepticism, absolutely. So let's see. I would love for you to just kind of talk about your passion for Nikken and why you found a home here. I know you've been sought after by other companies, and just kind of share with us what, basically your passion. I've heard you do this before, but I'd love for our guests to hear that today.
Yeah, it is very interesting because my family came from Japan to Mexico a long time ago. My grandfather struggled a lot to become very successful in years later. But he always says that thanks to these people, to Mexican people, we could, as a family, get a good life. But there was something very important that he mentioned, that everything that you do, it should impact in a positive way, not to the world, just for one individual. If you can impact one individual's life, this world is changing already. And he also says, before he passed away, he says that whatever you do to the whole family is to do this impact to others, and also to be grateful for the source of your life. And he says, always do your best. That's the way he finished. So I took that seriously, and most of my family does. And I found a great combination in between having a job, of course, but at the same time to work for a mission and a purpose at the same time. And is more based on service, to serve others, than take advantage from others, So that combination in Nikken is so wonderful, that makes me trust, believe, and share this with everybody I can see, meet, and also continue learning, attracting people, creating more contacts, creating networks with people that really cares about others. And it's not just with all the Nikken Global Wellness community, as we know, but in the in the back office, there are many other people as the suppliers, that I love to sit down with the supplier and I say, why you are doing this? What is the purpose of what you do? Why you invent this? Why you create this? And when I can see that it's linked with something that's service and also a purpose to make this world better, I just get these ties and connection with these people and start working. And that's also what we have is behind scenes. I want to say that behind scenes, there are also part of the global wellness community, these suppliers, lawyers, accountants, all these people that makes this work. And I like to have a contact with them to know their why. And the more the why is aligned with human being, become better, to serve, is much better. And this create a very good energy flow everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you kind of hit and reminded me of one of my favorite quotes by Albert Einstein: "Only a life lived in the service of others is worth living." I've always loved that quote. So one last question, and you can answer this however you want to, but why is now a good time for somebody to start with Nikken?
Well, because we just have this present moment. We don't have the opportunity to change nothing from the past. It's just this present moment. And whatever you want to make better or do better is a decision that you can just make today. You cannot make a decision in the future. You don't know if you are going to make that decision. That's why it's very important to concentrate and see what of your decisions can make your future much better. What your current decisions, your this moment decisions have a huge impact in your future. Will not have an impact to the past. that's sometimes people ask me how many years are you going to live? I don't know, but it's going to be so wonderful for those that are coming because of my decisions. I want to make the decisions to make my next years better than this one. But this is something that is a very interesting question, because people think too much that they have a future, right?
Right.
And if we live just thinking that we have a future, you are full of anxiety. But if you just concentrate in your present and what you can do in your present, in this moment, in this right moment, with the resources, with the ideas that you have in this moment, you can take all these to make a decision that will impact for sure your future. But if you are thinking that you are going to have a better future just for waiting, you will lose one day and another day, and this will become a week.
What the heck are you thinking?
And the week become a month become years. And I know people that are like 2-3 years sitting, just thinking and waiting for a great opportunity, when the greatest opportunity is just today.
Well, it is, and that procrastination many times is, it's, I hate the word to begin with, but anyways, I'll tell a quick little story there, and it wasn't procrastination. And like I said earlier, I took a long time doing my due diligence. I looked at the science behind the products. I looked at a lot of things, and it was quite a bit. It led to a decision for me to join Nikken in all facets and to be of service to others as well. But the time I took doing that basically was just for me. And I don't proudly say that, because there are so many people I could have shared with and helped during that time that I didn't, and who knows what the results of that would have been. So anyways, Michael sum up, and I know he'll ask those joining us today that are guests to make a decision. But we're kind of running out of time. But anyways, Luis, we all appreciate you. You have a huge heart. And we can all say Nikken Now, which next Wednesday we have Nikken Now with you. So I invite everybody to tune in for that. And again, thanks for joining us. I had a ball kind of interviewing you here, having some fun. Appreciate your answers, your candor, and your passion.
Thank you very much, Gary and Heather, and all organizers of this wonderful event and the participants. I really enjoy listening all of you. And as always, I learn many things. And well, thank you very much for having me this morning.
Thank you, Luis. Michael, back over to you to sum it up.
Wow, that was amazing. This call was a great call. I'm very, very glad that I was a participant on this as well as a co-presenter, but what a great wrap up. All of our speakers, all of our guests, speakers, and to you, the guests who participated and listened. And for those of you who are watching this on the playback, just a quick recap and reminder of what are the decisions. And I love that was just a great definitive moment when you said, why now? Because now is the moment of choice. This is the place where we can change our future. Nothing we can do about the past. And so I'm going to leave you with this thought. Perhaps you've heard something here that has inspired you, but what will really make a change in your life is the moment of choice when you choose an option. So the options that we have for you here in Nikken right now is to choose to become a customer. At the very least, I think you will find, as most of the people have presented here today, that was one of the places where they started. And when they experienced the impact of the product, they knew they could trust the rest of the story. So I would really strongly encourage you to make the choice to get involved with the Nikken products in one way or another and experience the benefits for yourself, for your family, convince yourself, if you will. From there, you can then perhaps look at how you could help others. And that's where the role of the consultant comes in. Activating yourself as a consultant for the low cost of $99 gives you the opportunity now to plug into the Nikken infrastructure and leverage the back office and the web page that Nikken has designed for us to be able to share the Nikken opportunity far and wide to people we care about and give them a portal, an entry point as well. And of course, those who become our customers and or our consultants become part of our Nikken family and help us to expand the Nikken Global Wellness community. Some of us were so captivated by what we experienced, even early on. For me, it didn't take very long before I realized, literally within hours, that this was going to make a difference in the lives of many, many people, as it had already proven itself in other parts of the world. And so my goal, and as you've heard so many people on this call, they really are impacted by the desire to make a difference in the lives of others. So if that's you, then the role of the influencer is just literally somebody who enrolls as a consultant and gets plugged into the wellness community and plugged into a team of people who can help you design a business plan that can help you propel your business forward quickly and make a greater influence and impact on the lives of others. So either way you decide to get involved, we encourage you to get involved, make that decision right here, right now, and watch as how your life unfolds in such beautiful ways because of that choice, the choice to experience wellness in all areas of our life and make an impact in the key people you care most about, your family, your friends, your acquaintances. So with that, again, I thank all our presenters, all our speakers, and all our guests for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again on the Nikken Highway. Have a wonderful week, everyone.